Good morning, traders. How's everybody doing today? Let me turn this down, get that out of the way, get that out of the way. We don't need that, get that out of the way. We might need that. Anyways, good morning, guys. How's everybody doing today? Morning, morning, morning. Good morning, kind of sad the market's closed on Monday. Yeah, you know what? Wait, what's Monday? Honestly, guys, if there's one thing you'll learn about me is that I'm terrible with dates. As long as I've been trading, I always forget the next holiday coming, and I never even know the market's closed until I'm like, oh wait, and look, and then someone tells me. Or like yesterday, I had no idea yesterday was Valentine's Day. And mind you, I have a girlfriend, so you can see how that went over not well. See, my head's so wrapped up in trading and all these other things, I just kind of forget a lot of these outside things. So I forgot Valentine's yesterday, and then my girlfriend called me, and she goes, "Hey, hon." I'm like, "Hey," and then she's like, pause, blank, and then she goes, "You know it's Valentine's Day, right?" I'm like, "Is it really?" She's like, "Yeah, February 14th." I'm like, "Oh, happy Valentine's Day." And she got all sad because I didn't do anything special and because everybody else on social media is posting about their significant other. And then I'm like, "You know what? Honestly," and I told her, I said, "I just don't celebrate Valentine's Day. I'm just not a believer in Valentine's Day. I love you every day. So I show that love every day, not just one day." And that was my way of getting out of it. All right. Dead man walking, that's for sure. That means I have to make some good money today so I can buy her, I don't know, a Big Mac for McDonald's. Not a McDouble, not off the dollar menu, but a Big Mac. And I'll even let her get everything on it. All right, let's get into this day. So there's a couple stocks: NVDA, AMD, CGC, CRON. So this is a little bit of an interesting watch list, I will say. Maybe this is, or in my mind, I was going for a different watch list this morning, and then as I was getting on to YouTube, I'm like, you know what? This is the watch list we're going to do. So the reason I picked this, we're going to go over. So it's funny because NVIDIA and AMD, one of them's an earnings play and another one's a sympathy play. And then with CRON and CGC, one of them's an earnings play and one of them's a sympathy play. So we're taking two earnings plays and then mixing them with two of their, you get it. We're going to mix CGC and NVIDIA. So NVIDIA and CGC are the two earnings plays. And then AMD and CRON are the two sympathy plays. CRON is a sympathy of CGC, and AMD is a sympathy of NVIDIA. So this watch list you get this morning, you're getting to see firsthand what traders and I and you and whomever else in the trading world you hear from say sympathy play. If you ever hear the term sympathy play, this is what it is, and you're going to get to see that firsthand this morning. You're going to be single. Oh, that's good stuff. I love it. Anyway, so here we are. Let's get into it. So NVIDIA earnings. So you can see it shoots up after hours, comes crashing down. Comes shooting up, pulls back, kind of just hanging out pre-market right now. You notice a little bit of background on the stock. You guys know it was a $300 stock, crashed all the way to 124. This is NVIDIA. They were part of the cryptocurrency boom, Bitcoin BitConnect Ponzi scheme. Bitcoin, give me your Bitcoin, I'll make you a millionaire. Learn how to become a billionaire overnight with one Bitcoin. Yeah, that movement, you remember that whole movement? There was a huge bubble. We all said it was a bubble. Then everybody else told us it wasn't a bubble. And we're like, no, it definitely is a bubble. And they're like, no, it's not a bubble. I'm going to pull out a couple more mortgages on my home. I'm going to refinance my home. I'm going to put all my money in a Bitcoin. We're like, hey, it's a bubble. We're like, no, it's not a bubble. And then it all crashed. And we're like, hey, it told you. And they're like, oh, we knew it was coming. Yeah, that one. So NVIDIA kind of got caught right in the wave of that whole cryptocurrency move. And since they sold computer parts that mined Bitcoin, Bitcoin went through this, and cryptocurrency all as a whole went through this big Bitcoin mining phase where everyone's mining for Bitcoin, and they would buy graphics cards and things like that to build these mining machines. And therefore, it catapulted NVIDIA's stock literally to the moon, like literally to the moon. it catapulted their stock. And NVIDIA had built up this inventory of additional, additional graphics cards, I believe it was, specifically for to sell to all these people that were doing these mining projects. Well, when Bitcoin slowed down, then NVIDIA got left over with a ton of inventory of parts they couldn't sell because the whole phase kind of died off. It was like the gold rush, right? If you're in times of the gold rush, you wanted to be selling the tools that people would need to go mine the gold, ideally, right? You actually didn't really want to mine the gold. You'd rather be the person selling all the equipment to the people trying to mine the gold to get rich, kind of thing. And that was the same thing NVIDIA was doing. They were storing up these graphics cards in different parts to build these mining machines that everybody was buying at the time. And then when the Bitcoin craze and all that stuff died out, nobody's buying them, sales decrease, earnings decrease, revenue decrease, stock tanks. So, of course, everybody and their mom, and they're just downgrading NVIDIA. And so it's at a really low point, and that's why I ended up going long in their earnings here. And it was we made out very nice over the night. So now that you know the whole backstory on NVIDIA, this is the first time we've seen like really crazy strength in their stock other than just a few short squeezes. So this is the first time we're really seeing some strength in the stock. All right, and then I'm going to touch on AMD real fast, come back to NVIDIA. So this is NVIDIA. They had earnings shoots up. You go over to AMD. Here's AMD. AMD didn't have any earnings. Okay, if you look, AMD had no earnings. They had no earnings and they had no news that should have driven their price up the way it did in after hours. So what happened? I know what happened. NVIDIA shoots up. They have the same business model as AMD. Sure, do a couple different services, but primarily AMD and NVIDIA are competitors competing in the same markets. So when your competitor is performing well, you would assume that your other competitor or another business in that same market is probably doing pretty well. So that's what we call the sympathy effect, the sympathy play. NVIDIA does well on earnings. People anticipate that AMD should be doing well too. They're jumping up. So that's the move you're seeing in AMD. So if NVIDIA can stay bullish on the day, there's a good chance that AMD is going to have a really good day as well. So let's go back over here to NVIDIA. So if NVIDIA can somehow pick up off this pre-market, it doesn't look very great right now because it's kind of bouncing. Now it's kind of double topping and rolling over a bit. So it's not the most beautiful looking chart here this morning. It doesn't mean that it can't still pick up. So that's what I'll be watching for. Now, if we just look a couple things, we're going to mark off a couple levels here to pay attention to. All right, so So for one, on NVIDIA, mark off your pre-market or after-hours high. Mark off the after-hours high around 168 something. Okay, and then you're going to want to mark off this level here at a price of $174.60, and then also your $180 mark. Really, for me, with how much it's been beaten down recently, I would really love to see just a great long day out of NVIDIA, personally. So I'm going to be long bias on the stock. I want to be. Personally, I want to be long bias because I know there's great potential to the upside. That's how I feel about it. So I'm going to be watching it long. If it turns into a short, then I'll switch my game plan intraday and I'll just trade it short. But personally, I would like to see it long. And really what I'm looking for is obviously a good move up to start a bullish day, get it to up to the pre-market high, after hours high, break out from there, and then up into the 170s is really what I would like to see. Okay. Hold on one second. I'm just kind of going through some comments. So that's with NVIDIA, and now we're going to hop over to AMD here soon. Chris, it's like $30 a month for our chat room and our private chat room and live trading room. We are live. We can touch on solo and FUV real fast. Dan, yeah, I missed the bottom move on FUV. I wasn't actually at the computer when FUV started moving late day, and then I sat down at the computer after it moved, and I caught the bounce, after the big move after hours, the bounce all the way up to 725 yesterday. What's going on, guys? Tunnel vision. see. I'm just going through some comments here. Yep. Yeah. So, all right, cool. Just had to go kind of scan through those comments. All right, let's look at AMD here. So AMD, really good looking right now. All right, this is actually a really nice look to this stock here this morning because it has a nice push up, pulling back, dropping, but still kind of bouncing at every opportunity so far. Bounce, higher, low, up, higher, low, up. So what it's now doing is it's creating an obvious resistance. Oh, that's not right. Let me redo that. So the nice thing with AMD here this morning is creating an obvious resistance right at that level. You can see, right, like tap, 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 tap. So obvious resistance, pretty clear as day. Yeah. Yeah, so anyways, just a clear resistance here, and you're having, a sell-off down and a nice, beautiful bounce with higher lows into it. If this can just get a little bit of a curl up and over, this 23.54 should turn into a great long, I think. I personally, I don't see why not. I mean, it's a beautiful push up with beautiful curling action right into this 25.50, so I would be long bias on AMD as well today. If you look at the 4-hour chart here on AMD too, you'll see... You'll see it just came out of consolidation. These past couple of days, we had this little bounce. 1 day of consolidation, 2 days, 3 days. Yesterday was the fourth, just barely breaking out of consolidation, closing above some of these levels. And then pre-market today, it's on the 9 moving average. It tagged, kind of curling up over, this 9 moving average. All very strong bullish candles within this movement here from basically yesterday, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 5 4-hour candles from yesterday's open, all very bullish candles, right? One big body candle, another big body candle, extremely bullish buyer's candle, still a bullish buyer's candle, full bullish candle. So for the most part, it appears that AMD is pretty strong right now. So definitely going to be keeping AMD on a watch for long bias trades today. Next one on the list is CGC. So, maybe not. So it had been a while since I looked at CGC or since we started talking, but CGC kind of popped up here and was having some good earnings. And you're seeing an effect over in CRON. You can see how CRON was up this morning. So I figured if CGC has good earnings and can pick up, CRON was on this curl action right here. Right? CRON had been on this steady grind up, and now it kind of curled and it was breaking out of this little wedge here. So to me, in my mind, I say if CGC is going to have a good day off of earnings, then we'll probably see some sympathy play over in CRON. And knowing that CRON and CGC have been getting short sold very heavily, if CGC has a great day, CRON could have a good day. And knowing that people have been short the stock, we actually might get a short squeeze and cause some good pops throughout the day, and that's what I was really looking for. And so maybe we'll get it, maybe we won't. We'll see, but I'm still going to be keeping CRON and CGC on the watch today. And there's many other ones, guys. I'm going to run through them with you. ANET, A-N-E-T. Here's an earnings play you can keep an eye on. A-N-E-T. You got another one here, L-O-G-M. You could keep an eye on. Nice gap down. I might trade that. NWL, nice gap down here. Maybe I trade that. Probably not. I have a feeling I won't like NWL on the day. XPO is another one. Earnings gap down, consolidating sideways. You can watch. So there's a lot of different earnings plays still, but I thought I'd make the watch list a little bit different today. All right. Yeah, when Ling, if that's the case, just email us directly requesting a refund. That's the process. So if you just email us to our email and request a refund, we'll get it taken care of for you. The stash is looking fantastic this morning. You do want the stash. Everybody wants the stash now. Robert Farrell, yeah, I play options a little bit, not all the time. I mean, I know the benefits of options. I know the risks of options. You know, I don't have anything against options. I just particularly trade equities more, and that's probably just because I'm stuck in my ways. I've been doing it for so much longer that it's just more of what I'm used to and more of what I'm comfortable with. But yeah, so I mean, I know options fairly well to a good level, but I don't usually make videos about them because I don't know everything about them. So it's not my masterpiece, shall I say. Make a tutorial on how to join your group, please. Oh, I guess I will. You know what? I will make a video about that then. Uh, I was looking at NWL for a short, and so the gentleman asking about NWL, I was looking at NWL for a short. Let's see. What do I base my watch list on? Earnings plays, any stock I've been following for a while that I believe is turning into a good play. Anything penny stock related, if I'm following it in the morning, it has to be, either gapping up with good news, charts appear that they could be in a squeeze zone. Moving averages aren't far. I mean, I guess I could go on for forever, but typically looking for penny stocks gapping up with good news, with the gap ups not being too big. Anything earnings play related from a big name company that has relatively good volume pre-market. Then any stock I've been following and or trading for the past couple weeks that I'm very comfortable with, and I've been very comfortable with the fluid of the stock, how it's been moving, how it's been trading, so that way I just am more comfortable trading it. So I usually see more success that way. So it's either I've been following the stock, major news catalysts, pre-market gappers, earnings plays. Why don't I trade oil? I've never really gotten into trading oil. It's really just never. I just never really traded oil. So that's probably just it. I really never traded oil other than some ETFs, but I've never actually traded oil or forex. Yep, I use trade idea scanners. Josh B, the gear icon on your chart, you click this, you go to appearance, and then you hit fill up. You can change the color of your candles from right there. Huge day. I don't even know who Susan Boyle is. Do not watch American Idol. Oh, that's good. Anyway, so we'll end it there. It's been a good morning here. You guys know where I'm at. It's gonna be a few earnings plays on the day. Um, yep. Rookie trader, to change your trend line colors, you just have to right click them and go to edit properties, and then you can change the color and the thickness or the design of the line. Make sure to save as default if that's the way you'd like it to be whenever you draw your line, and then hit apply. Okay, and you're good to go. I do not trade cryptocurrency. Oh, you know what? That is something I should mention. SAEX. SAEX gapped up this morning. I didn't even check the news, but it is. This is, excuse me, this is the only penny stock that I seen gapping this morning that I'd have any bit of any sort of feelings for. Other than that, I hadn't seen any penny stocks this morning I thought looked really good. Um, well, it's not. How do you find a negative earnings play? Well, see, this is the problem. Everybody wants a quick, and this isn't against you by any means. Don't take this the wrong way. Everybody's looking for a quick fix in trading or a how to do this or how to do that one step answer. It's not that's not the way this game works, okay? This game is designed to be extremely hard to learn. This game is designed for you to lose your money. The game is designed for banks and institutions to win money and everybody to take your money. So in this game, there's never going to be a quick one-step how-to because, again, that's not the way it's designed to work. So when you're asking, how do you find negative earnings plays? I'm assuming the reason you'd want to find negative earnings plays is either because you want to short the stock or for whatever reason, I don't know specifically. But if you're asking for how do you find negative earnings plays, usually everyone's looking, is there like a way to scan for it? What's the easy way? And there really isn't. You want to know how you really find negative earnings? You keep track of a company's earnings every quarter and every year. And if you keep track of a company's earnings every quarter and every year, you'll know if it's a good earnings or a bad earnings. So you have to be willing to put in that work, analyze those companies every quarter, and keep up to date. And you could even make a little sticky note on your computer, right? You could just save a little file with GE, NVDA, Netflix, all these companies, and you can just write your little notes. This is what I need on the next quarter for it to be a good earnings report. And that's what you're looking for. That's how you keep track, actually. Okay? Or you could go a simple route. And you could just look at the stock, and if the stock is gapping down on the day of their earnings, it's probably a bad earnings. But we've seen situations where even the stock gaps down on earnings, and it actually is, they beat earnings and they beat revenue. It could be a lowered guidance, right? So to truly, truly know if it's good or not, you really want to keep up with the company and read their financial reports every quarter. That's how it's done. The best way. And don't take that the wrong way. I didn't mean to sound like mean or anything like that. If I did, I apologize. And if I did, and you're hurt by it, go eat a Snickers. Smash the like button. Sebastian Diaz, I appreciate it. Smash the like. We like the like. Smash the like. All right, guys. I got to get back, and I will see you guys all not tomorrow morning and not Monday, but I'll see you next week for our next stream, if not for another video over the weekend. So everybody take care. I'll see you guys soon.